Protester shot in chest by live police round during Hong Kong National Day protests.
Here's a summary of the article.
Hong Kong is bracing for another day of protests on Tuesday as anti-government protesters plan to spoil the celebrations in Beijing, where the Communist Party is marking the 70th anniversary of its taking power. Political elites and officials are gathering at the Convention and Exhibition Center in Wan Chai to observe a flag-raising ceremony. Protesters are marching in Wan Chai and are expected to head to Sha Tin Racecourse to disrupt the National Day meeting, while also jamming traffic to the airport. A National Grief March from Causeway Bay to Central, organized by the Civil Human Rights Front, has been banned by police, but protesters have vowed to turn out anyway to show their anger and frustration at the Hong Kong and Beijing governments. Citywide rallies are also planned in Tsuen Wan, Tuan Mun, Wan Chai, Sham Shui Po, Wong Tai Sin and Sha Tin, raising fears of violent clashes. On the pro-Beijing side, Safeguard Hong Kong, an umbrella group of pro-establishment groups, aims to mobilize about 10,000 volunteers to protect national flags from being desecrated by protesters. Follow our live blog below for all the latest events as they happen.
This post received a score of 111,391, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Chinese news source added that the injured protester is a Form 5 student and is currently being visited by his family at Princess Margaret Hospital. Original article in SCMP has been amended with a report that the protester is being transferred to Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Yau Ma Tei, which has the nearest cardiothoracic surgery center. Asked why the live round was fired at the protester at close range, Police Chief Stephen Low repeats that the officer made the right decision in a split second. Update on the injured protester: as of 12:41 am HKT on 2 October, he has underwent surgery at Queen Elizabeth Hospital and remains in critical condition.
Edit 2. Since this is being discussed below, I am going to take the time to refute a common misunderstanding that it is only the young people who support the protests. A lot of the older people are helping with the behind-the-scenes stuff, such as buying the riot gear and supplies, providing rides to protesters because the metro is usually shut down at a protest, and providing various other kinds of support. Here is a link to another post discussing this, along with the source article from the Wall Street Journal.
The 30-minute documentary, Hong Kong, Behind the Frontline, by Mark Fennell is a very good way to show people how the young protesters are supported by the older generation. Highly recommended, especially for people who don't have any idea or the context for what's going on in Hong Kong at the moment.
The world is a better place for having Mark Fennell.
I miss his reviews on JJJ. I tried a bunch of films he recommended that I would have never even given the time of day. And some he didn't, just because he managed to view them so objectively that I could parse whether I'd enjoy them even if he didn't.
More resources. Link to the Guardian post. Link to NSFW vid of protester and wound. And #X200B. Gonna take the time to refute a common misunderstanding that it is only the young people who support the protests. A lot of the older people are helping with the behind-the-scenes stuff, such as buying the riot gear and supplies, providing rides to protesters because the metro is usually shut down at a protest, and providing various other kinds of support. Here is a link to another Reddit post discussing this, along with link to the source article by the Wall Street Journal.
If you've been at literally any HK protest, you'll see there's a wide variety of ages from teenagers to pensioners. Every protest has been filmed. At any moment of your choosing, anyone reading this post could go look up some of the recordings and see for themselves who have attended these protests.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to Speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.